grab a coffee, and let's talk today about mental diet. The diet that not so many people are talking about, but has in fact the most powerful effects on your life. And I tried it myself for a few days just to convince myself of its power. You know that everything I share here, it's tested. It's real. It's based on my own experiences. As the saying goes, I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. So, to give you a little bit of background, just recently, I felt that something in my body was off, but I just couldn't figure out the root cause of that feeling. You know that feeling when everything seems to be fine on the surface, but deep down, something doesn't feel quite right. It was like some sort of heaviness on my chest that was pulling me down. And at that moment, that was the least thing I needed, because I was involved in a few projects where I had to make the most use of my creativity and focus. But I felt drained and empty. And as you probably know, you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So the first thing that came to mind was go outside, run, breathe, get some fresh air, move your body. I remembered what Tony Robbins once said, that if you change your body, you'll change your emotions. And if you change your emotions, you'll change your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you'll change the quality of your life. So I grabbed my earpods, picked a Tony Robbins motivational episode, and stepped outside. And I don't know if it was a coincidence or something else, but in that exact episode, Tony was sharing one of his past experiences where he had gone through deep pain, discouragement, and frustration. And the thing that turned it all around for him was a book he picked up in a library called 7 Days of Mental Diet. I immediately searched for the audio version of that book and started listening. And let me tell you, at that moment, I knew this is exactly what I needed. And I wasn't wrong. This book helped me understand what was causing that heaviness on my chest. And guess what? It was my own thoughts. By the way, I highly recommend this book. It's short, just 20 minutes long, but it will completely shift the way you see your life. I promise. So, what is this mental diet all about? It's a 7-day challenge that pushes you to become hyper aware of your thoughts. In other words, during these 7 days, you have to filter what you allow into your mind, just like you would with your body. You see, we are also food conscious. Like, we know everything about eating clean, filling our bodies with the right food, exercising daily, drinking plenty of water. Because we know that we are what we eat, right? But what about our minds? What about the things we consume daily? The thoughts, the words, the content we allow in? The thing is that every single day we are consuming an enormous amount of information. And just like junk food can hurt our bodies, negative thoughts and toxic content can hurt our minds as well. And sometimes the heaviness we feel isn't actually physical, like in my case. It's mental. It's the noise, the doubt, the negativity that creeps in without us even realizing it. And the longer we carry all these negative thoughts, the more normal it starts to feel, until we forget what it's like to feel light, clear, and free. But we don't have to live this way. And doing a mental diet for 7 straight days can really help us renew our minds and change our lives. As it explained in the book, when you change your mindset, everything else in your life follows. Your body, your work, your home, and even the overall feel of your life. It all shifts. Whether you feel happy and confident or stuck in fear and doubt, comes down to one thing: the thoughts you allow into your mind every day. So, how do we do this mental diet? It all starts with a strict discipline. So for 7 days, you must become completely aware of every thought you entertain. And here is the rule, which is actually very simple. The moment you catch yourself engaging in negative thoughts, such as worry, self-doubt, anger, fear, you must stop it immediately. No excuses, no exceptions. The goal here is not to fight negative thoughts, but to refuse to engage with them at all. And if it happens that no matter what you do, a negative thought still enters your mind, do not dwell on it. Dismiss it instantly. Replace it with something constructive. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but about training your mind to not entertain destructive thinking. But here is the biggest challenge. If it happens that you allow negativity to take hold for more than a brief moment, you must start the 7 days challenge over from day one. Yes, that's another rule of this mental diet. Also, just as you would avoid unhealthy food during a physical diet, you must avoid toxic influences during your mental diet. This means stepping away from negative conversations, avoiding pessimistic media, and surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting content. You need to choose carefully what you allow into your mind, just as you would with your body. I know, as I said from the beginning, this is a strict challenge. You can't cheat or allow exceptions, because the goal is to train your mind to be disciplined in its thinking. This process builds true mental strength. That's why if you let a negative thought to come in, you need to restart. And to be honest with you, I had to restart it twice before I fully completed this challenge. But by the end of these 7 days, I felt a remarkable change. My mind was clearer, my emotions were more balanced, and my overall energy was higher. I'm telling you, this mental diet is more than just a challenge. It's a new way of thinking. It's a commitment to your best self. So I highly encourage you to give it a try. Try for the next 7 days to be mindful of your thoughts. Choose them wisely, because the quality of your life starts with the quality of your mind.